In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes or if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them. Auto Owners Insurance.
Bennett Johnson Insurance Agency in Alma is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to the Red Raider Coaches Show. I'm your host, Joe Hayes, and I'm here with our head football coach, Keith Goss. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Coach, super exciting. We had another venue tonight. One of our very, very loyal Bacon County football supporters, Dairy Queen. Mr. Steve Lee and his staff, they just always go above and beyond to do anything that we need for our program, whether it's cooking the players hamburgers, allowing us to come here to film on site, or even making financial contributions. So we definitely want to thank them and their support for Bacon County football.
Oh, absolutely. They do a lot, as a lot of different people do in this community. And you know, we're very grateful for all their contributions.
Absolutely. Coach, I think the hardest problem we're going to have is we get to sit here and stare at this delicious food for this entire meeting. So I think it's going to be a race at the end at who can grab what first. And if you have not been here, they've got some really good food on the menu. One of my favorite, their onion rings. If you haven't tried them, I always order mine extra crispy. That little trick, they will cater to what you want. If you let them know at the drive-thru, or if you come in, you would like your onion rings cooked a little bit more, whatever. Something that is hard for me to sit here, Coach. Ice cream, blizzards, wonderful hamburgers, quality of food. Coach, I don't know if you've heard it yet, but one thing in Bacon County that we take pride in is we say we've got the best Dairy Queen around.
Oh, there's no doubt. I've been to a few places and had a few stops along the way, and this is by far the best Dairy Queen I've ever been to.
Well, Mr. Steve Lee, he's owned this Dairy Queen for a very long time, and his staff has also been with him for a very long time, which, you know, I commend him on the, you know, as a business owner and taking care of his employees. And I think that's why our Dairy Queen shines above all other Dairy Queens. Is, you know, the guys in the back, the cooks, have been here a really long time, and again, the food and the quality is absolutely perfection. Every time you come in here, I've never been disappointed, and we want to encourage Raider Nation to get out here, check them out, support them. Let Dairy Queen, Mr. Steve Lee, let them know how much we appreciate their support for Bacon County football. Talking about sponsors, Coach, we definitely want to hit on all of our big ones. Bacon County Hospital and Health System. We can't thank them enough. They are one of our platinum sponsors. We're very fortunate to have them here in our community. I recently myself had to take one of my children last week to the emergency room, and was sick, and the staff there were phenomenal. We had to stay overnight, and the accommodations, everything that they did for us and my child was, again, I'm very thankful that we have that here, because, you know, having other kids at home and other family at home is hard. If we had to go to Douglas and my wife and I are going to get separated, to one to stay home and one to be at the hospital, you know, the hospital is literally like 2 minutes from my house. So
right. No, that facility here for our county and the size town and community we have, that hospital is just amazing. It's
It
an
is.
amazing facility.
Next, we want to thank Parker Food Mart, another great establishment, family-owned business here in Bacon County. Huge supporters of Bacon County athletics, and Coach, we filmed there live last week, and we had some really good food, some good pizza. I tell you, that Hunt's Brothers pizza, it's my children's favorite, so they enjoy it, and I know our football players haven't been able to indulge in it a little as well.
That's right. I know that.
And the coaches.
We've eaten a little bit of that pizza as well, and the great thing about it is it's right down the road from my house, so
Yeah.
we've made a few trips on our own.
Well, that's good. We want to thank Industrial Forge and Blueberry Plantation and Inn, Mr. Ted Murray, their companies, both those companies, phenomenal companies. Industrial Forge is a specialty nut and bolt company here in Bacon County, Alma, Georgia. Mr. Ted moved his company here. They make bolts for like submarines, nuclear reactors, and electric motors, just bolts that you can't go buy at the hardware store. They make stuff that's, you know, very specific. A certain grade of stainless steel has got to be a certain level of hardness and to a certain spec, and very specialized company. And Blueberry Plantation Inn and Country Club, another great facility. Very fortunate to have here in Bacon County. I feel like we've really got the little Augusta National in South Georgia, the clubhouse, the inn, the hotel rooms, the golf course, the price, everything is a win-win. If you have not been out to Blueberry Plantation, you want to get out there, you want to see that place in the restaurant, food, absolutely perfection.
Oh, it's a great place to get a meal, and if you got time, I don't during football season, but if you have time, it's a great place to play around the golf.
That's right. And you know, you want to get a little romantic getaway for you and your spouse, and have a nice dinner, a nice setting there to be able to go in, order a steak dinner. The chef there does a phenomenal job, so definitely get out there and thank them and let them know how much we appreciate them for supporting Bacon County football as well. Coach, I left one off last week of our bronze. I forgot, and I want to throw them a little shout out. Roadrunners Truck Stop.
That's right.
So another family-owned business. They live here in Bacon County, and they got some really good food out there as well. They got the Church's Chicken. They got Godfather's Pizza, and another business that helps support Bacon County football. Get by Roadrunners and let them know how much you appreciate them supporting us. Coach, let's get into the nitty-gritty.
All right.
So we all rolled over to Berrien County and faced the Rebels, and that's the first time. I guess last year they rebuilt their stadium, and really nice facility there. I was very impressed with the changes that they had done, from the turf to the stands to even the session and weight room facility, everything.
Right, they've made a lot of changes over there. They had to fix up their facility. It had been a while since they had made some upgrades, and now their stadium is very similar to ours. In nature, they had a new visitors locker room down on the far side. Somehow, I don't know how their AC went out in that brand new visitors locker room, but somehow their AC was out. I gave them a little grief about that. But no, it's a great facility. They've done a lot to upgrade there, and it shows the pride they have in it.
Yeah. Well, let's dive into that game a little bit and dissect it. Coach, I saw a little more of our identity come out in that game. Offensively and defensively, I saw a little more character of what Bacon County football, the direction that you guys are taking it. Let's talk about that identity a little bit, and what did you see and feel in that football game as well from the coaching staff?
Well, I felt like I had young men striving to do things the way I asked them to do them, to do their assignment, to do it the way they were coached, and it started showing in some of our gameplay. Now, is everything perfect yet? No. Do we have it exactly where we want it yet? No, we don't. But our guys working hard, every day to get where we want to get to? Absolutely. I think, I think we took some strides offensively, defensively. We did some good things. Obviously, there's some things I want to fix. We're going to work to fix. We got to do a little better job of tackling. That's just a reality. But were guys fighting to do what they were coached to do? Absolutely. Like I always say, the weight room's a big deal, and we're going to continue to fight to get stronger. But I would say growth is happening.
Yeah.
Growth is happening, and offensively, our identity. Losing our starting quarterback. Obviously, we had to change some things and build it around what our new quarterback can do and the things he does well. And offensively, I think we had around 430 or 40 yards of offense. I wish we would have protected the ball a little better. We had some turnovers, but we moved the football, and we scored some points. We gotta clean up the little things. Played a lot of young guys. I think we had 3 or 4 freshmen starting Friday night, and that's tough to make that jump from middle school to high school. And we have some young men stepping up to that challenge, so I'm very proud of them. But it's not an easy thing to do, and there's some growing pains with that as well.
Well, Coach, let's flip that. You kind of touched a little bit offensively and a little bit defensively. Offensive side of the ball versus Berrien County, we had good yardage there. I would say we did not come up with a victory. The final score was 44-26.
Correct.
What part of the offensive side of the ball, let's break it down a little bit from our offensive line and our running backs and our quarterback and our wide receivers. Let's talk a little bit about them and the direction and what we're trying to do. And like I said, we saw a little more color and flavor in what we're doing, but I know that we've got a new quarterback settling in.
Right.
He's getting a little more comfortable. I think game by game we're going to see improvement there at that position, and as each of the other positions as well. But you're an offensive guru.
I don't know if I'd say guru, but yeah, go ahead with that.
So let's dissect that a little more, and let's talk about up front.
Well, up front, we're moving and fitting some pieces. Dylan Parker plays some tackle for us. Gurley, we've moved back and forth from center to guard. We got Griffin playing left tackle. We've switched some guys in and out of positions trying to find the best fit, and we're going to continue moving those pieces till we find the right pieces of the puzzle. I like to say, we could just line up in each game and we're going to throw these linemen out here. We're going to throw them out here just how we want to, and we're going to run up and down the field on you. Well, right now, we got to fit our offensive line to the scheme and put them in the position, whether it be center or guard, where we feel like they're going to have the best matchups on the field. And sometimes that's a little bit tougher adjustment between who we have snapping the ball, and who we don't, between the center and guard play. So Dustin Andrews plays center and he plays guard, and depending on our matchups, we'll adjust accordingly. Ty Batten is one of our freshmen who we've thrown in there, and he's played tight end for us. Came up with a great catch in the game.
Yes, he did.
Really looking forward to seeing how he develops. But we're going to base out of 11 personnel right now, which is, one back, one tight end, 3 receivers. I think that's, as we're growing our quarterback, I think that's where he's the most comfortable. And we're going to keep him in a comfortable position where he can make plays.
Coach, our running backs, we rotated 2 guys pretty regular. We got Bruce Brown, and then the other one,
Jamarion
Guyton. I always mess his first name up, but Guyton.
It's not easy.
No, it's not. But a good kid, and I tell you what, Guyton, I was really impressed with his level of play and just how hard he was playing Friday night.
He runs behind his pads. You know, a very fast kid. I think he won in the rec department, the state track meet. I think he won the 100 and 200 in the rec department league, state championship for I guess our similar, you know, county size. And so he's a very fast and explosive kid, but just a freshman.
Yep.
Obviously, you know, we've put a lot on him and put him in a situation that's tough for freshmen. Yeah. You know, starting on Friday nights when you're 14 years old, you know, that's a challenge. Yep. I don't care if it's single A through 7A. It's a big jump.
Yep.
And the things him and Ty Batten have done offensively to get on the field have been very impressive. And so we're going to continue to look for great things out of them as we move forward.
Well, Coach, we, you know, I know a lot of Raider Nation was excited to see points being put on the board and things to start gelling. And the thing is, like what you said, I think now, you know, we've been moving players and been trying to find the right spot. And you got to have them there for a good amount of time to be able to go back and review film and see that. Sometimes in-game changes are a little more difficult, but when you can go back to film study and you can watch every play, play by play, and watch that play or that entire play, your goal is to what? By region play, we want to kind of have this pretty much
obviously
down to the point where you guys know what's going on.
Well, I mean, the thing is, you know, week by week, you want to climb and have your team constantly improving, so you keep getting better and better through region play all the way to the playoffs. I'd love to win every game.
Yeah.
I'm a competitive person, but I want us to be clicking at the right time when it matters in region play and to have us have an opportunity to get to the playoffs. I'm not discouraged where we're at. Obviously, we faced a lot of adversity early in the season, and you know, that's part of football and part of life.
Yep.
So, you know, obviously we've done the things we have to do to move forward, and we have moved forward. We're going to continue to build on what we did last week, and you know, hopefully get this thing rolling where we want.
Well, let's flip the switch defensively, Coach. I would say one area, and you touched on it, that we struggled the most was tackling. What, you know, I know you've already put in here, you know, the touchdown club. We're going to see what we can do to maybe help improve that, and you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, you know, my defensive coaches asked for a one-man tackling sled, and you know, I was trying to make sure that our budget was correct, and we had all of our bases covered, and I think financially we've raised enough money, especially with the help of our sponsors, that, you know, I think we're going to be able to purchase a tackling sled here this week, and it's just another tool to help improve us where we need some help.
Yep.
And we're going to keep getting the things we need and trying to raise money for the things that we think will help this program. And you know, we're going to buy this tackling sled, and that's something this program's going to have, you know, for the next 20 years.
Yep.
And so that's obviously it's an investment in our kids. It's an investment in you know, the next generation of kids, because that sled, you know, it's going to be here for a long time.
Well, Coach Regal, I noticed him. He's our defensive coordinator, and you know, he stayed very vocal on the sideline, and every kid coming off, he's talking to them, coaching them up, letting them know where they went wrong, what they can do to correct it. And you know, I really appreciate what he's doing down there. But on the defensive side of the ball, I saw a few standouts. C.J. Preston.
Yeah, he had an amazing game. He's flying around the field, and he's getting involved in a lot of the plays. You know, he's somebody the other team's obviously going to have to account for on a regular basis. And you know, Dylan Parker had a great game.
He did a very good game,
and took away the dive. You know, a lot of the night and forced it where the quarterback had to pull it. And so, you know, when facing that VR offense, like I said before, we talked about it a little bit last week, it's assignment football. And, you know, there's a lot of our guys, you know, on the right assignment, but the one time they're not. I mean, that's that offense. And so, you know, obviously I wish we could have slowed them down a little more, but, you know, to their credit, they did a great job.
Good deal. Well, Coach, we're going to take a real quick break and get our sponsors a little recognition, and Raider Nation, we'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to the Red Raider Coaches Show. I'm your host, Joe Hayes, and still here with our head football coach, Keith Goss. Coach, kind of dove into them onion rings a little bit. We're about 6 less here.
There's not many left. They were all right.
They were. Again, we're on site here at Dairy Queen. We appreciate Mr. Steve Lee allowing us to be here, and just another great establishment here in Bacon County, and we appreciate their support. Coach, we got past Berrien. You know, I think the community as a whole has seen a little identity of where we're going. This week, we're fortunate to have another non-region play game. We're going to go face Telfair. What can we expect from Telfair? What have you guys seen on film today?
Well, defensively, they're a 4-man front. That's going to be 4-4 cover 3, 4-4 man free. So they don't do a ton of blitzing. Their interior defensive lineman, pretty good. Number 8 gets up the field. He's real aggressive. You know, I like him. He's going to be a tough player to play against. Does a great job. You know, they run around and they're very athletic. You know, offensively, they're very creative. You can tell they spread it around. They have no problem going empty and being creative in some of the things they do there in space. So, you know, they like to open it up.
Well, good deal. Well, Coach, this week, what is you and your staff going to continue to work on this week? What is going to be your focus?
You know, we've talked about some things that we have to fix. Just staying, you know, on blocks, and, you know, we talked about that offensively when we did film study with the kids tonight at 6 o'clock. And then, you know, maintaining our blocks. We did a better job than last week and the week before that.
Right.
But it's just going to be offensively, you know, doing the things we can do and continue to improve on them and grow the package that we're running right now. Defensively, you know, we've touched on it 2 or 3 times. We're going to focus on being better tacklers this week. And obviously we're going to have to spend more time on that.
Well, good deal. Coach, the players, you know, I feel like there's more focus. I'm going to throw that out there, and it seems like you've got some buy-in now. Like, I know we've discussed on that. Has that grown?
You know, obviously, I've told the players the direction that we're going to go in. And I try to bring everybody along that wants to be a Red Raider and do it the way that I need it to be done. I've been patient in that process. But we're going to have exactly however many Red Raiders are 100% bought in to being Red Raiders. And if that number is 40, great. If that number is 35, great. If the number is 30, great. We have however many young men are all in about being a Red Raider and doing it the right way. That's how many we're going to have.
Yeah. Well, Coach, I know you and your coaching staff are really putting in the work, and you know, and I want to get those guys a little recognition. Heard a lot of talk about each of them, so I don't want to, you know, their efforts to go unseen. You know, John David Sellers, I see him on the offensive side of the ball doing the quarterbacks. Not far from here, he's from up the road from Appleton County, Baxley, Georgia. But, you know, I think people in the community and the fans in the stands are seeing, you know, and we only get to see Friday nights, but they're seeing a lot of coaching going on. And I know he's a very vocal coach and very
oh, he's a charismatic guy.
Yeah, very charismatic.
He
and
is.
What do you call it? You know, his hands
animated.
are
he's
animated.
All over the place.
Yes, he is. So
and
it's
he's
vocal.
He's also our
animated.
special teams coordinator.
Yes.
So he's involved in a lot of a lot of the game. You know, Coach Watson's our offensive coordinator, and Coach Watson's a pretty passionate guy
Yes.
as well. But he's up in the box, so y'all don't see him as much. Coach McKenzie is doing a great job with our running backs and getting some of our young guys going. And then you know, I'm coaching wide receivers.
Yep.
And so that's our offensive staff, and I'm very proud of the group we have on the offensive side of the ball. Equal to that, on the defensive side of the ball, we have Coach Regal, who's been, you know, raised in a football family, been around this game his entire life. Working hard to getting things up to the standards that he wants defensively. You know, he's not satisfied by any means, but
right.
he's encouraging the guys, trying to get them where we need to be. Coach Brown, assistant head coach and defensive back coach, and assistant head coach, you know, obviously because of his experience and his past with running a program and running this program.
That's right.
And, you know, he brings a lot to the table with character and his experience. And
he's also our assistant principal.
Also assistant principal. Really just a steal to be able to have on my staff. You know, you don't anticipate picking up somebody with his much experience and the knowledge he has when you take over a program that it just falls into your lap. Like,
right.
Hey, if you let me coach, I'd love to still coach football here with you. And it's, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was an amazing fit. And then Noah Bacoli does a great job with our D-line. We switched him over from O-line to D-line, a little bit out of his comfort zone, but he's growing leaps and bounds. It's going to make him just, you know, that much better of a football coach. And, you know, it's tough when somebody asks you to step outside your comfort zone. And but I did, and he accepted it. And has just done a phenomenal job growing in that position as a coach. So I'm extremely proud of him and the growth on that side of the ball.
Yeah. Well, Coach, again, we want to thank each of those guys, and I'm very pleased. I know Raider Nation is pleased in the efforts that they're putting forward, you know, for our children and for Red Raider football, and we want to thank you for that as well. And
I kind of left two out that, you know, I didn't mean to, but Coach Cody Phillips. Who,
there you go. We did forget.
You know, I don't
Phillips.
want to forget him. You know, I know he's pulled away sometimes with his job and you know, keeping our community safe, but he gets there and helps out with our long snappers and some work with our O-line. And then
Joe Bordeaux.
Yes. Our kicking specialist.
That's right.
Now that is a guru.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
that is a
That
guru.
is another lucky to come into a thing and
it's
have a guy with that many 40 years.
40 years of experience. You know, you learn things from wherever you can learn them from.
That's right.
You keep an open mind, and he's got a wealth of knowledge, and he helps us in our kicking game.
Yeah, and he is a die-hard Red Raider, and I do mean die-hard Red Raider, and he helps us with our breakfast on Fridays.
That's right.
You know, and everybody comes down there. It's 4:30 in the morning. That, you know, everybody's getting up to come prepare the meal to feed the football team. But he's just another person that goes above and beyond. And just as Coach Phillips and the rest of the staff as well, all you guys are putting in a lot of hours. And it's definitely not going unseen, Coach, and we thank you.
Well, we want to build something that everybody here in this community is going to be proud of. And I feel like we're taking the right steps. We got a long way to go.
Yeah.
But we want this community to be proud of the product that we put on the field and the young men that we have in our program, and what they do on the field, and also what they do off the field and in the classroom, and as young men in this community. So we're attacking things on all levels, and we're going to get it there.
Coach, what can the community, what can Raider Nation still do to continue to help? Just because season started doesn't mean that we can't still support in some form or fashion, whether it's player support, student support. Let's touch on that.
Well, obviously getting out and just supporting the guys at the games, that's a big deal. They love to see everybody in the stands. It makes it more exciting. Once you get there, if you can get there by, I think 7:24 Friday night, and we'll be doing our Raider walk and line up in front of the bleachers, and the guys really love it when everybody's out there,
yes,
cheering them on. Things like that they mean a lot to the guys.
Yep.
It means a lot to the guys, and all those things are helpful.
Well, Coach, that's something new that you've brought, is bringing the Raider Walk back. We did have, per se, a Raider Walk before, but it kind of went away with the new stadium, and it's something that you've brought back into an old tradition, but a new tradition at this stadium. We're doing it a new way, and I think it's good for the players to see that interaction with the fans, and I think it's good for the fans as well, of them to see the players. I think it goes both ways. It works, coincide with each other, of getting them excited and getting the fans excited.
Absolutely, and there's some traditions that I think they're important, like win, lose, or draw. We're going to go raise our hats and helmets to the band and
the alma mater.
Play the alma mater after the game, and that, I believe in that. That's what we're going to do every game.
If you can't have school pride,
that's right.
And what can you have?
Absolutely.
We are Bacon County. We are Alma, Georgia.
Win, lose, or draw. We are Bacon County. We are Red Raiders.
Absolutely.
And we're going to have pride in who we are. And then for all my Georgia fans, we're playing Krypton at the end of third quarter now.
Love that.
But
and I appreciate the band. Them. It's not a tough song, or it's not an easy song to play. It's a very difficult song, especially at the high school level, and those guys I think they've stepped up to the plate.
Mr. Garrett has done. He came to me when I first got here, and he said, "How can we make this a better experience?" And I really am grateful for that. And even for them coming out, making a tunnel for us to run through, doing the alma mater.
Yep.
At the end of the game, playing Krypton, really kind of sets an atmosphere, and he was excited to be a part of all of it, and excited to help bring us all together. And things like that are important, piece by piece and little by little. We'll get everything the way we want.
I like this, the tunnel kind of coming back, Coach. That's something a lot of schools have went away from, and I think a lot of people cherish some of those older memories of the band being on the field.
That's right.
And the cheerleaders and all those bodies down there, and they create the tunnel, and the team runs through. Another just great tradition to have back at Bacon County. Coach, other ways Raider Nation can support, you can join the Touchdown Club. Our entry-level membership is $40. You can become a $40 member. If you give $50, we'll throw in we'll give you a season ticket. So
that's
easy. I mean, that's a deal.
Yeah, that's a deal. That's tough to beat.
That's tough to beat. So for $50, you might as well go ahead and spend the $10 extra. You can be a Touchdown Club member, and you get a season pass. So
and then there's no excuse not to be at every Friday night game. We're at home.
That's right. We're raffling off some tickets for the Duck Taylor Scholarship Fund. We're raffling off a smoker. Super nice smoker from Lane Smokers. Probably, the best smoker company in the U.S. They kind of claim that fame. We are the #1 smoker, and it took, I think, 5 guys, maybe 6, and not normal men. I'm talking about like Tim Harper, guys like you that, you know, Tim Harper bench presses 500 pounds.
Yeah,
and
he's a big guy.
He is a big. It took either 5 or 6 of us to get this thing off the trailer. It is stout. So all this goes to support the Duck Taylor Scholarship Fund. We're raffling off some football tickets for the Georgia game against Arkansas State. Mr. Mark Cohen was so gracious to donate those, and we appreciate his support and his company's support as always. So if you need to get tickets for those or the smoker, you can catch somebody at the football game. We'll have a little table set up if you want to get a membership. The other way that you can support is the Raider trailer. We've got some super fresh Raider gear, well, which you and I actually
we are wearing.
So if you want to have a very nice Under Armour shirt, Bacon County, and support Bacon County, this is another way. You can stop by the Raider trailer, or even my wife, Laura Hayes, she'll do deliveries during the week if it's easier for you, if you'd like to get it and be able to wear it to the game. If you'll send her a message on Facebook or me, I'll get it to her, and you know, like if you would like to know how much something is or whatever. But we've got these hats, we've got polos. She's going to be bringing out something new this week. We've got a bunch of sweatshirts, and they are really nice. Really nice. They got kind of the real big Raider head logo on it that just, I don't know, it just pumps me up seeing that big old Raider head on there. So that's another way that you can support, and come on out and get stuff at the Raider trailer, or give her a shout on Facebook, and she'll be more than glad to meet you during the week and get you your stuff. Other ways, you can join the Touchdown Club. We look for supporters for breakfast. You could do a $50 donation or a $100 donation if you would like to help feed the players breakfast on game day mornings, on Friday mornings. And I even encourage you, if you're a sponsor, that you can come and eat breakfast with us. So if you would like to come sit with the team and have breakfast, we encourage you to do so. But Raider Nation, we definitely appreciate all your support. We thank you for your time, for tuning in. Tell Fair will be here at home at the Big Red Monster. We encourage you coming out, supporting our Red Raiders. And Coach, they're going to work hard all week, and we're moving forward, Coach. There's constantly improvement each and every week, and as long as I think we keep doing that, Raider Nation has no reason not to come out and support these boys.
Absolutely, and you know, like I said, keep supporting these guys. We're challenging them. We're asking them to do some things that they haven't done before, and it's tough. And the guys that are sticking with it, they will be great football players and great young men. And I'm excited to see what we'll build moving forward.
Absolutely, Coach. We thank you, and Raider Nation, again, thank you for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you all at the game Friday night, and go Big Red.